This is something I've been wanting to see for a long time in Tokyo Ghoul, and it honestly feels a lot like the old season 1, the stuff that I loved. And it's just like, this shows as well just how great the fucking mangaka is as well, with just writing. It's just, everything here was just fucking incredible in this episode, just absolutely amazing. So we see that Kaneki is straight up losing himself within his insanity. He feels like, honestly, that he hasn't been eating ghouls and all that, that the ghouls have been eating him. And we got the confirmation that which I did say as well in last week's episode as well, that we were saying like, you know, oh, he hasn't been doing that, but no, straight up confirmed that Kaneki has actually been eating other ghouls as well, and he's been getting into like cannibalism so he can actually achieve a Kakuja form. And when we saw like Tsukiyama, which is like, I love that Tsukiyama's back in the series. I was like, it's still like a couple of episodes since we haven't seen him. I'm like, yes, I love this man so much. He is so awesome like that. Going fortissimo like that. He's just like grandiole. Like I just love him just coming out there, and he's actually been like an information broker on Kaneki for Yoshimoto, like saying, yes, this is what Kaneki's been up to. This is what he's like being cannibal and all that. He's been trying to get strong and all that, so he can protect the people in Anteiku. And honestly, like when he like decided to as well to return to Anteiku as well to visit them, and Yoshimura actually offered him saying, you know, I'm offering you to return here and all that, and Kaneki like seemingly like kind of like refused the offer like from there on. And even like when Hinami saw this, is like straight up went running to go and get him, like, you know, and straight went to Touka saying, you know, big brother's back like that. And it's like Touka, like, even though she's studying and all that, like, to get ready for her final exam, she just drops everything just to go and see Kaneki. That shows how much Kaneki means to her. It's like, and just like when those two had the emotional like moment on the bridge and all that talk, and he's like, I've just got to be stronger, cracking those fingers like that, and it's like Touka just exposing him, saying you're just being selfish like that. And it's like just punching Kaneki like that. And I think in a way Kaneki, this was like old Kaneki coming back a bit, like saying it's sad and all that. It's like, it is true, like, you know, the only way he felt like to get strong is by joining Aogiri, and you know, that means hurting Touka and like everyone else and all that. I think he's willing to do that. And just seeing old Kaneki, it was just so deep. And just yet again, the OST that came playing during that time was so beautiful, and I was like, I honestly felt like at that point that those two were gonna kiss or something, because it was like, it just felt so like emotional and just like kind of a romantic song honestly for that part. But it's like just so much stuff going on, like even as well with freaking Sugiyama when he just started sniffing things, like, because he even took like freaking Hinami out on a little date in a little coffee shop that he took with like Kaneki once, and kind of, you know, cheering her up and stuff like that, and kind of explain, you know, give Kaneki time. And whilst he was there, like sniffing like the blood that he's kept there, and is like just absolutely, you know, having his way with that fucking clock, was just like one of the best moments of like season 1. And like, it's just like something that's so what the fuck, because this man just shows like how like cool and collected he can be, and just like a suave like man and all that. And then he just shows how much of a crazy psychopath we can see. And when like she's like going doing there, Hinami's there with the author of like Kaneki's favorite books, and she's trying to get some like sort of like advice to like her as well, and say, you know, you can call me anytime like that. And even her having an interview with the inspectors pretty much laid on to a lead that, you know, to actually investigate Anteiku. And it's like, yo, you fucking Shinohara and Juzo are there in Anteiku and they're shitting themselves. Like, oh my god, what the fuck's going on? And it's up to Yoshimura to like actually keep cool and collect and serve them, and just like how Shinohara just ends the episode, we'll be back like that. It's like, oh my fucking god, that was just so epic and all that. It's like, this episode just felt so good. It's like, don't get me wrong, I've loved Tokyo Ghoul. I love the manga, absolutely adore season 1, and the same as well, like I really love season 2 as well. Like, yeah, it's had some missteps and all that, and it's like, honestly, I think kind of at this point, like where it's going and all that, it could have honestly just stayed as like how it was in the manga and all that, without the slight twists and turns. Most of the stuff has been staying very faithful to the actual series itself, apart from the huge stuff. But other than that, this has just been amazing, and this honestly felt like the only time throughout the entirety of like watching this, apart from a few moments where I felt like, this is the Tokyo Ghoul I've wanted. This is the stuff I've wanted, the sort of the Kaneki in the story again. I've wanted like sort of the deep sort of stuff we've had with the characters. I wanted the laughable moments with Tsukiyama. Like, that's what it did well. Like, it had everything. It had sound, it had animation, it had character development. It had everything I wanted in this episode, and it honestly was just amazing. It was an honestly amazing episode. Not 10 out of 10 things like, oh my god, this was like one of the best episodes ever, like that. Yeah, like we still had the carcages before, and it was still amazing, but this was just one of those episodes where I'm just like, yes, stick to this stuff, like Ghoul and all that, Route A, stick to this stuff, because this is what you excel at. And honestly, this was a 9 out of 10, like I even to push a 9.5 out of 10 episode. Really great, honestly, like just amazing. It honestly just was just straight up amazing, and I felt really bad for like Hinami, like her going through like stuff and really wanted to help like Kaneki, but she couldn't. Like same thing with Touka as well, like just Kaneki as well, kind of like felt like a little bit of a cry of help as well to him at the end. It's just so much stuff going down. It's just like made me a lot just love this series a lot more and all that. But let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about this episode of Ghoul. But that's all from me, so thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.